with your host, Vince. And now, we're on the air.
Hello once again, VI people. Sorry I didn't get this for you out last night, but last night I had some quality me time with the missus. So, well, once in a while you just gotta do that. You know how it is. And anyway, now I'm gonna have this part 2 of this 2-part review of Van Halen's A Different Kind of Truth out right now. And later this evening, I will be writing this written review, I promised, of the album, and that is going to be more of a song-to-song kind of basis, and hopefully I'll get some input from Jaan also on that. I just have to give him a call and see, did he survive last night at Ruby and Fellas? I hope he did. If my sound's a little bit different, then I'd say that's a good thing, because I'm actually trying out a new microphone today. It's not really new. A different microphone would be probably the accurate way to put it. Actually using the Sennheiser E822S at the moment, and this is something I picked up from the White Flame rehearsal room at Omppu Studio, where also Lovex and number 83 and a lot of bands rehearse there. And yeah, this is the microphone that Anton usually uses, but I just decided to give it a little test here, see what it sounds like on the show. And usually I use the Shure SM58, which is a standard, pretty regular microphone you can see a lot of people using in bars when they're playing and concert. It's sort of like it's the go-to mic people usually use if they don't have their sort of like own personal preference. Then pretty much go to the Shure SM5. But yeah, this Sennheiser, nothing too special about it, but it's a good cheap microphone. You can find them on Thomann for 39 euros. So if you just need a general mic, I'd say yeah, why not? It's always good to own maybe a couple of different kinds. This maybe isn't as powerful as the 58, so you gotta crank it up a little more to get a little more out of it. And also the compared to the 58, this is not so heavy on the bottom sound, but like if you're doing harmonies and stuff where you don't really even want that kind of a bottom sound, I think it works really great for like a guitarist or something like that. You can just do good harmonies on this kind of a mic. Maybe here talking, yeah, I don't know. I do like the kind of radio-ish sound you get from the 58, but hey, I can just give you a little bit more extra bass in the mix. Fix it in the mix it, as somebody might say. And yeah, it'll work just fine. So if you need a cheap mic, why not? Sennheiser E822S. But enough of that. I don't know why I'm plugging all this stuff also always, because yeah, it's not like anyone's paying me, but just want to give my 2 cents on whatever is on my mind at the time. And what was on my mind last Friday? It was Van Halen. So let's go back to Jaan Wessman and myself at Disaster Studios. And I read, they didn't do a lot of interviews, but I did manage to read one with Dave, and Dave said that they sort of approached it as like an experience, that how do we look at these things now 25, 30 years later. Like, okay, we're not 16 anymore, but sort of like
more like 60.
yeah, but how do we interpret this vibe that we have and this energy? And I think there's a certain youthfulness to the sound on this album, which maybe they wouldn't have gotten if they would have done only new songs.
Indeed, like a youthfulness coupled with with a sort of a mature way of playing and singing, which okay, this I gotta say that some people also think that Dave, when speaking of Dave and his vocals, people say that he's lost his vocal range and stuff. I don't think so. I mean, he's still belting out high notes that at least I wouldn't dare attempt.
Yeah, and I think he's actually gained a little bit of downward register. I was actually talking with you last week that young Dave used to sound like he had a flu.
Exactly, and now there's more depth to it. And for instance,
there was a reason why he sounded like he had the flu, but we won't go into that.
No. And for instance, take I think it's the end of Trouble with Never, the song, where he goes into that deep rap kind of thing, where and that sort of that low growl is he didn't have that before, and I think it suits him very well.
Yeah, and what I've seen little clips of him doing live stuff, Dave was never that keen on hitting the notes, to begin with. So I think he's where he needs to be, as an artist. Plus, okay, his foot doesn't go as high, but he's still such a character that I think whatever he has as his tools, he's gonna use them just fine.
Yeah, having watched a lot of the live clips from this new tour, I think the fact he's getting older is only good because he can't jump around so much anymore, and he's singing. His singing is so much better now because he's in tune every now and then.
Exactly. So
it's not like he's still Pavarotti or Frank Sinatra or anything like that, but it's definitely a lot better than, say, in '84.
Actually, we were talking about this. You haven't had a chance to listen to the Graham Bonnet interviews yet.
No, not yet. No.
But Graham talks. He met Pavarotti, and he didn't hit those notes every night. Also, so he said, "I tried my best. It doesn't work every time."
Well, yeah. Well,
yeah. Everybody's got their nuts.
Even the masters fail.
Exactly. Okay. Really quick. We've been blabbering for 20 minutes, but I'll make this a two-parter. So not such a big deal. So I wanted to talk about the big difference in this lineup compared to all the other lineups, and that, of course, is Wolfgang. And I read a rumor, and I don't believe it necessarily myself, but I just wanted to throw that out there and just wonder that maybe Daddy played a little some bass. What do you think about that?
It's completely possible because, I mean, it's no secret that Eddie played at least, well, probably not all of the bass on those but I mean, Eddie's been playing bass on the records since, I think, ever since the second or third record. So it's not impossible, but I would think, again, from seeing the live clips from this new tour, that Wolfie's totally able to deliver. So it's not about him not being able to play something. So I would really want to think of this album being recorded by Wolfie.
Yeah, I also do, really based on short clips and what I've seen, but based on what he can do, and because he has to repeat these because of their band format. So he does have to be able to play these live, so that's why I was also thinking, okay, probably if he hasn't, that's maybe just because maybe Eddie wanted to play something, but it's not because he couldn't do it. So if there is a situation that, okay, he didn't play everything, it doesn't matter because he's still going to do it live.
Yeah, I think so too. And, well, most of us hardcore fans, of course, there's something in us probably that wants to think, well, just get Mikey back in the band, because then it would be a proper reunion type of thing. I can understand that, but and at the same time, I think now the band really sounds like a family, like three guys who share blood, and this one guy that everybody's been waiting for the last 30 years.
He told you he'd be back.
Oh yeah, say you missed me. But for my money, I think for what it's worth, for me, it's the Dave era Van Halen that really does it for me. But at the same time, I have absolutely nothing against Sammy. On the contrary, I think he excelled when he was in the band, and also it should be mentioned that I think Gary Cherone did a very respectful job at that point, which was seemingly very difficult for the band. And well, as a matter of fact, somebody wrote a quote in the internet, which was then passed on to me by Sami Tenhunen.
Hello, Sami.
Hi.
Gotta post this now on his wall.
I know. But the quote went something like this: Dave got it there, Sammy kept it there. And I think those are really there's a different kind of truth to that quote.
Exactly. And then maybe to ask, and Gary, he's probably a very nice guy.
He seems to come across as a very nice guy, and the only thing I really don't like at this point is Sammy being so overtly negative about everything Van Halen does, and seeing as on the contrary, well, not only have the Van Halens been very silent about everything, but they haven't said a word about Sammy or Mike for that matter, but they have really stayed out of that bullshitting.
Maybe they're all in a better place.
I really hope so. I mean, Dave said that Eddie's in a very lucid state right now, and he seems like a very happy guy, judging from the live clips.
Well, I think that the thing that, as you said earlier, that they're sort of like a family. I don't know if did you say it off air or on air, but like because there's the three guys who are blood, and then there's this one guy who's he's sort of a part of that Van Halen family.
Yeah, and thinking like how young they were when the Van Halens met Dave the first time. So there's definitely some kind of a bond going on.
Even though initially they didn't want him, they just wanted his gear.
Yeah. Dave stuck to it.
Yeah, and they got something extra in that deal.
Certainly did. One hell of a show, man, and one out of tune singer.
You can't get everything. And most of these guys who are great singers, for my money, they're not always that great, but they're just so unique. Like there's this classic Eddie Murphy clip about James Brown. If you haven't seen it, go. Actually, you should go and buy that. I think it's Delirious or Raw. I don't remember which one it was, but
it's probably on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, but sort of like that is everyone should own it, sort of.
Eddie Murphy is the David Lee Roth of the silver screen.
Definitely. Similar smiles.
Yes.
One more thing I wanted to talk about, at least, let's see where this conversation takes us, but it is the album art. Now, I do have to say, I'm sorry to say, I only have the album on iTunes, so this is actually the first time I'm really looking at the cover stuff, and yeah, there seems to be a lot of like drawings, I don't know, maybe from the band themselves or something like that.
What I've heard is these are handwritten notes by David Lee Roth, and those are his drawings and his pictures, because everybody knows Dave is a talented guy. No matter what he puts out as a persona, but he's a really intelligent and really talented at a lot of things, and I think painting and drawing is one of them. So what I've heard is these are actual David Lee Roth lyric sheets.
Yeah, and it does give a sort of personal touch. Although I would say, compared to what is the sort of like album cover, and then when you open it, they are from a very different world. Like, it's not like they don't have exactly that much to do with it. I mean, this is a very classic Van Halen looking cover.
Yes, with a it has a thrust through a
Phallus-shaped objects.
yes. So I think it's very appropriate.
But then the inside is sort of like, well, this is more personal, and also the texts are written, probably not handwritten, but in the style of handwritten, or maybe somebody has this good handwriting. I don't know, maybe.
I still want to think it's Dave.
Okay, yeah, sure, why not? I'll buy that for another 50 cents. And yeah, on your version, there's also a DVD that has a couple of songs.
Yeah, it's sort of supposed to be a special edition deluxe album, as it says on the cover. But I think it just it's probably going to cost you a few extra bucks to get the DVD. It's not really essential, but for any huge fanboy like me and you, you don't want to go out and just buy the album if you can get some extra material on DVD. So, but really, it's nice, but it's as I said, it's not essential.
And I, for the record, I will make a promise. I will buy this album as a physical album, because I do love it so much, and I do wanna. The thing is that right now I only listen to music on my headphones on my laptop, so I do have a CD player, but sort of like I get better sound quality from my what are these Sennheisers?
Yeah. Well, I was I was fool enough to, or crazy enough to pre-order the download. Of course, I bought the download for the Tattoo single, and then I pre-ordered a download for the album, and that preload came one day early before the record hit the stores, and then when the record hit the stores, I went and bought the physical thing. So
That's some good marketing, got to you.
hello, Edward. I bought everything.
You even bought the shoes.
I even bought the sneakers.
Actually, if you can send me a picture of the sneakers, I would like to put that as a cover picture for this video.
Well, as of recording this, my Facebook profile still my profile picture is of the EVH sneakers.
So I can use that photo.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, I think we pretty much covered all of this. We did talk about maybe we could write some more in-depth song-to-song review a bit later to go with this. So maybe we can still do that. Maybe during the weekend, Sunday or something like that.
I wanted to write a review the day I heard the full record, so it would be really awesome if we could come up with a written review for the album.
Yeah, we kind of figure something out, and I don't know where it's gonna come. Maybe we just put it in the VIP Facebook as a document. I don't know what you call those, as a Jimama fig, whatever.
Yes.
Let's invent a word for it.
Yes, let's do that. Dave would do that anyways.
Totally. All right. So before we're off the air, because this is my show, I get to do whatever I want. So you get to do whatever you want. So you want to plug something? Got some shows coming up or something like that?
Well, there's a show tomorrow, but that might be a little too early. But we'll be playing with Olin Stones a lot during this coming summer at Ruby and Fellas. So be sure to come in and hear us out, because we're also doing some Van Halen in our set. We're playing Jump, and we're playing also Sammy era songs. We're doing Dreams.
All right, something a little bit different.
Yes, and also I have a solo album coming up, but then that's a whole other topic, and I'll be here to plug that a lot when it comes out.
Yeah, and you're on Facebook. I don't know. Do you Twitter? Probably not.
I don't Twitter, at least not yet.
That's something that at least I do have a Twitter account personally, but sort of if I'm on Facebook, I don't see the point.
Twitter confuses me. I really don't know how to use it.
The point of it, I guess, is to leave smarky comments in 140 characters.
Is that edible?
Something like that. All right, but yeah, you guys just follow what Jaan is up. He's in the Tampere scene. You can probably see him in selected bars playing selected instruments any given night.
Will do.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, and hope to do. I think I'm probably going to do the Aerosmith thing with Anson because, well, obvious reasons. But we should definitely do some other album if we get some cool project and we get something. So please come back on the show.
I love being on the show, so please, if you will have me back, I'm more than happy to come and wax poetic.
You have the door code.
Yes, I do.
All right, thanks. That's all, folks, as one certain piece of bacon would put it. Yeah. Thanks for listening once again. Go back, listen to all the other shows and all the other great interviews we've had so far, and be sure to read the written review we're going to have up. I'm hoping it's going to happen later tonight. If not, then it's going to be Panic Time and on Monday. And since this was a bigger project than I thought, there's not going to be a show on Monday because, well, sort of, there's going to be the written review, so there's going to be sort of all this stuff now. So we will be back on Friday, and I'm hoping then I will get Vesku, Mr. Bono Holmala from numero 83, number 83, however you want to say it, and they just got a new EP out, so we're going to talk about that and whatever he has on his mind. I'm having a little bit of a rivalry with him at the moment because we are with the Acoustic Hobbits in the Rubian Fellas Under the Bridge competition, and so is Mr. Holmala and his hat. I guess he's doing it solo, so his hat will be his partner. And yeah, we will definitely have some trash talking for you this Friday. That'll be interesting. Other than that, actually, I got nothing to plug. Only on Friday, I'm gonna be in Ruotulan Treff doing a birthday show there. So if you wanna come there, come there. Why not? Other than that, see you on the internet. Dudes, take care. Don't need to spike your hair.